A moment that felt like time just stopped.
On its way. Nope.
Van Tiffin misses a big one. And right then, everybody's wondering, what's going through his mind? What about Coach Ray Perkins, his teammates, the thousands packed into Legion Field? Had the confidence slipped away? But then, something happened. Something that still feels almost impossible in football. And it happened to Van in one single moment that gave Alabama's story a shine that's lasted ever since. Back in '85, this country saw moments nobody's ever gonna forget. In August, the Delta 191 crash took 137 lives and changed air travel forever. In July, Back to the Future hit the big screen, became the year's biggest movie, and made Marty McFly and that DeLorean part of American life. And come November, Reagan sat down with Gorbachev in Geneva, breaking decades of Cold War tension. And in that very same year, a kid from Red Bay, Alabama, had a moment that still feels downright magical. Van Lee Tiffin, born over in Tupelo, Mississippi, but truly raised up in Red Bay, Alabama. Small town boy, kicking on dusty fields, legs sharp as a tack since he was knee-high. Back in high school, every boot he put on the ball turned heads, and it wasn't long before that leg carried him straight to Tuscaloosa. With the Crimson Tide, he wore that jersey like it meant something. Wasn't the biggest, wasn't the fastest, but when the ball left his foot, folks knew it had a purpose. That's how this kid from Red Bay became more than just a kicker. He became part of the heartbeat of Alabama football. Van Lee Tiffin rolled into Tuscaloosa in 1983, taking over as the Crimson Tide's place kicker right from the start. That first year, Ray Perkins was in his debut season as head coach, and the Tide put together a strong run, 8 wins, 4 losses, capped off by a 28-7 win over SMU in the Sun Bowl. And Van, he was money. Knocked down 40 extra points out of 40, perfect, and drilled 14 field goals on 25 tries, racking up 82 points in his freshman campaign. Not bad for a small town kid from Red Bay. It was the start of something special, and folks in Alabama had no idea just how much bigger it was gonna get. 1984, a year that started with hope but turned into a storm before long. First losing season for Alabama since 1957. 5 wins, 6 losses, and every stumble seemed to drag the Tide further down. Losses to Vanderbilt, Georgia, LSU, each one cut deep. This was a program built on winning, but that fall, it felt like the shine was gone. The papers talked about crisis, fans shook their heads up in the stands, and the Tide, truth be told, was running low. And right in the middle of all that, Van Tiffin just kept doing his job. 23 for 23 on extra points, 15 of 20 on field goals, racking up 68 points in his freshman campaign. Not bad for a small-town kid from Red Bay. It was the start of something special, and folks in Alabama had no idea just how much bigger it was gonna get. And then came 1985, and right from the first snap, you could feel it in the air. Something big was fixing to happen.
And on comes Van Tiffin, and this would be a ton.
57 yards.
A ton. He has hit 2 out of 3 between 40 and 49. He hit one of 41 yards and one of 48 yards, and 53 yards is his best. And as Paul said, this will be a 57-yard attempt. But 57 yards out.
He's got it.
He's got some leg, and he's got it. That's his best.
Tiffin drills this ball. When he hit it, I think he knew he had it. 57 yards away, and this ball went straight.
We understand, Paul, that is a school record. They'll read about that afterwards. The fact remains it is a 7-point lead again for Alabama with 21 seconds to go.
The Crimson Tide rolled into that season hungry for redemption. The ghost of '84 was still hanging around, but those first wins lit the fire again. And it was. The Tide kept pushing, fighting their way all the way to the big one, the Iron Bowl. But late in that game, with 52 yards between him and the uprights, Van missed.
He has kicked the 57-yarder. On its way. Nope. Just slid off. But I'll tell you, he had plenty of leg on it. He knocked the thing all the way up into the seats.
For a moment, it felt like the air got sucked out of Legion Field. That kind of miss can mess with a kicker's head, rattle a team's soul, and make fans wonder if the magic's gone. But fate had other plans, because when the game was on the line, when every heartbeat in the stadium felt like thunder, the weight of Alabama's hopes came right back to the smallest giant on the field. And this time, Van Tiffin did not disappoint.
And 6 seconds to play in the ball game. And here comes Van Tiffin. With 6 seconds, he's in the game.
My heart won't stand it.
He missed a 52-yarder earlier, wide left, with the win. This is 52 yards into the breeze. Not strong, but there's some. Kick is up.
Not long enough.
It's long enough. Let it go. He made it. Over. And Frank just fainted.
Keith, I don't believe that.
I just fainted.
Mike Schuler, that's uncanny. He stayed there with the Auburn rushing only 3 men.
Here's Tim Brett.
All right, I'm trying to get ready. Your reaction right. Great one. Well, hey, these are great group of kids. I tell you what, I love every one of them like they were my own. They come back.
Now, I gotta ask y'all something. Were you watching that moment? Where were you? Who was sitting beside you? What memories come rushing back when you see those images? Drop your story down in the comments, 'cause every Alabama fan lived the kick in their own way. And if you love reliving these magical chapters of our history, go on and hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and join this Crimson Tide family. 'Cause right here, tradition never dies.